More is absolutely more. Welcome to you, my name's Dale and this is Dale's Addiction. I was looking through my remarkable notebook and I found some old scribbles for video ideas that I have never made. And this one, I remember getting really excited about writing this list, and it must have been one of my cranky scribbled down responses to luxury minimalism videos and luxury curated collection videos. And I'm like, oh my God, these videos, they're ridiculous. I don't think you can associate luxury and minimalism in the same sentence. I think it's absurd, and I've talked about it a bunch of times before. Luxury, unlike some other interests, I suppose, or maybe it applies to all interests equally, I think more is more. And luxury privilege certainly does help you to get more out of your luxury experience. So I'm going to call it luxury privilege by saying the ability to purchase or access luxury goods, your luxury experience, to be able to acquire and enjoy a lot more luxury goods. So what am I saying here? I think there's a case, right? I'm not saying it's the only case, but there's a case for more is more in terms of the luxury community. And I'll tell you why. More bags offers you 10 benefits that I can think of than less bags do. Here's the first one. With more bags, you're more inclined to have more rotation within your collection. Now for me, the more bags that I acquire, the more bags that I rotate on a daily basis. And that's why a lot of the reason why I do my outfit of the day on Instagram, so that I force myself to utilize my collection. Now, why is rotating your bags more a good thing? Because, number two reason, there's less wear on your bags. I have made no secret of the fact that I don't like reviews on handbags by people like myself who have fairly large collections, because we're not buying a bag and using it every single day. We are changing out our bags every other day. And so I don't think it's a fair assessment of wear and tear and things like that when you're using your bags really as a daily accessory, not a practical thing to carry your stuff in. So the wear that we have on our pieces reduces significantly because we have a lot of bags, which means they stay in better condition, which is number three. The condition is much improved because they're not getting that heavy wear that they would get if they were a daily bag. Now, this also leads to number four, which means that our likelihood to be able to resell our bags for a higher price is higher or is increased. And that's because we're more likely to have a bag that's in really good condition, and particularly if that bag is hard to get, then people are going to be more likely to buy our bags in good condition than your bags that aren't in such good condition. Buying more bags gives you more access to hard to find pieces because obviously you are building a relationship with the store or boutique. Now, this is what I'm talking about when I talk about luxury privilege, because it is a privilege to be able to fund these pieces. And then because you can fund them, you have access to people on a regular basis to build a relationship, which means that you're able to put in a request or to signal that you have interest in certain pieces so that you are thought of, or even that pieces are reserved for you, which other people who buy less might not have access to. Now, fair or not, that's not the question here, because I think overwhelmingly people would say, well, how do you buy more if you can't get access to the things that you want? It's one of those, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other kind of situations where, is it the chicken and the egg? Now I'm going to throw out a whole bunch of puns and cliches and verbs to try and make 0 point. the point is, if you do have more and you buy more, then you're probably going to have access to more difficult to find pieces. Now this one, I'm not sure if it applies to everyone, but certainly to me, the more pieces that I have and the more pieces that I have access to that are hard to find or things that I really love gives me an increased motivation to earn. Because I know that these are things that I can access, then if I have the choice about whether or not to do more YouTube videos in my spare time to try and increase my measly monthly income on YouTube from $450 to hopefully $500, that all counts. Or if in my regular job, which I can earn a lot more from, then I take on additional work that I might not otherwise. And that motivation to earn and acquire the extra dollars to then purchase handbags helps me in my life generally. Because just like the bags, the more that I'm working with people and building relationships, the more likely they are to invite me back to do more work, and you can see how it goes. Now, the next benefit is the improved relationships with stores, client, advisors, sales associates, and then more broadly, the whole network of people that you meet when you love and purchase these sorts of things. Case in point, me being able to purchase that beautiful Violetta Peekaboo ICU was because I buy bags, I share them here on YouTube, and I talk about them, and I put out a request to ask if anybody knew anybody that could help me find this bag because it didn't come to the Asia Pacific region. Well, you delivered and so generously shared your network. So if one thing wasn't true, how would I get to know you, and how would I have created that network to make that contact to get hold of that bag? So it really is a perpetual kind of situation. Number 8, access to new launches. Being able to see the previews of the launches that are coming, sometimes a couple of months earlier, getting to see the lookbook, getting an opportunity to put in a pre-order. Yes, you've got to pay a deposit. Sometimes the deposit can be as low as 30%, sometimes it's 50 or even 100%, but you get the option to lock it in. And I think that is a really important part of trying to, as you get to a point where you become more specific about what you want, having access to those things is, a real benefit. The challenge is, are you prepared to put that money aside today for something that won't come for 6 months? I paid 100% deposit on my Fendi pink sequin baguette, just like the purple one. Now, 100% deposit, I'm not going to see that bag for at least 6 months. I think that's a privileged position to be able to do that, and I absolutely recognize that. Number 9, generally speaking, if you are doing all of this and you're buying more bags, then you're more likely to be able to purchase a piece for the retail price, not the resale price. Now, this is particularly important for brands that fetch a very high resale for in-demand pieces. So here I'm probably talking more about Chanel and Hermes, some pieces at Louis Vuitton. I mean, the multi-pochette accessoire is still going for quite a high price because it's been quite difficult to find in boutique, that kind of superficial scarcity that's happening. There are some absolutely tricky pieces to find from Fendi. If you think about that multicolour baguette that I've got over there, I've seen these purple sequin baguettes now being sold on the resale market for some 25,000 Australian dollars. That's absurd. Being able to buy it from the boutique for retail, you've got to agree, is a much better position to be in. And my final point, the thing that makes it luxury, is the in-store experience. The more bags you buy, the more welcome that you're going to feel in store. And I don't mean that from the perspective of that you wouldn't feel welcome if you hadn't purchased anything, but certainly going to a store, having people know your name, having people know what you would like to see, always being offered a refreshment, a special space to sit in. I'm certainly not a VIP like some people. Hey, Meredith. But certainly if you go to the effort to make an appointment, have a great relationship, then you're going to be welcomed as if you're an old friend. There's going to be the pieces available that you want to see. You're going to be treated like a guest. like a very special customer. And there's nothing quite like when you are dressed up and ready to go out and shop for the day to have that kind of experience versus a meh, ho-hum kind of experience. I felt like I was just shopping Zara or H&M. Nobody should have that feeling when they shop at a luxury store. I absolutely think that is horrendous if anyone has that feeling, but so many people have told me that they do. And that's why if I know anyone personally and I know that they want to shop luxury, I say, please let me at least set you up with an appointment. Let me be the conduit between you and the store firsthand, because I don't need to be there with you, but I want to make sure that you have a fabulous experience. So they're my 10 reasons as to why buying more luxury helps you have a much better luxury experience. I don't think they're too debatable. I think there's definitely a debate about whether it's fair or not, for sure. But I don't think that any of those benefits of buying and having a lot of bags can really be argued. But tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me that there's something that I haven't thought about there, because I think it's a weird kind of perspective to take. And I'm on Ban Island and I'm desperate, and I'm just solidifying my position as a luxury bag addict over here on the pool lounges with my cocktail. There's a lot of friends here on Ban Island with me, so I'm sure that they would all agree. So is there anything that I've missed? Any other benefits from she who has more bags gets better luxury experience? Or, as I said, do you have a counter argument that you would like to share in the comments section below as well? If you've liked this video, please give me a thumbs up. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. The other thing I want to hear from you about is, are there any other weird perspectives or statements that you would like me to do opinion videos on? I think that part of the YouTube videos that I really love to watch is unique opinions, and part of debating things is looking at them from the other perspective. So if there's a position that you want me to take, that you want me to try and wrap my head around, look, please feel free to challenge me in the comments section below as well. I'm up for a challenge. I'm doing a lot of thinking whilst I'm on Ban Island. I put out videos on Wednesdays and Sundays, and sometimes some extra ones. So I hope to see you next time. Until then, bye.